Hi again, friends. It's Sharon from Mad Paper Crush. Today I wanted to do a little walkthrough of some spiral journals I've been working on. These are in the junk journal style, and I have repurposed old books that would probably have been thrown out otherwise, that I've thought had interesting covers on them, and I've added all kinds of papers to them, embellishments to them, so that you could use them for any kind of journal that you wanted to. Just a, memory journal, thought journal, prayer journal, gratitude journal. You could give them away as friends. These would make a great little journal to have in a guest bedroom for like a guest to sign in or put a little note in or things like that. So first I'm just going to kind of talk through each one of the books, and then I will just put on some music and I will kind of flip through each of the ones so you can see the different pages, because they are all different. They have a lot of similar items and similar pages, but they are all very different. So I just wanted to walk through all of them, and I will do some sizing on them if I can grab my ruler here. So this first one is an old Penguin book, and it's called Cakes and Ale, and I just thought that was such a super fun name. So this one is about 4.5 inches wide and approximately 7 inches tall. That does not include the spiral, the ring here, the metal ring that I've included in there. So I love this. It's a little bit of a textured cover, and I love the color on that one as well. All right, this next one is called My Best Girl, and this was a very old book. You can see this cover was really beat up, but it was just such a beautiful color of red, and I loved the little heart on the front that I thought this would make such a fun little journal. So this one is almost 5 inches wide, not quite, and about 7.5 inches tall. All right, let's do the Oxford Book of Irish Verse. And this book was actually given to me by a friend of mine. And my last name, Coughlin, is an Irish name, my husband's name. And so I love this book that it's Irish verse. So, and it's a beautiful, like very dark blue here. This one looks like 4 3/4 inches wide, and about a little bit over 7 1/4 inches tall. All right, the next one is this beautiful purple book called The Wall of Partition, and I love the gilding on the front here. It actually has, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it has an embossing on it for the cover that is really cool. And then the back is just plain. But I love the color of this one. I think it's so pretty. And this one is almost 5 inches wide again, and about 7.5 inches tall. And then I have two that are just interesting covers, but they don't have names on the front. So this one is an old Reader's Digest book, so that's why this cover is just kind of plain with a bunch of roses. But I love that they are almost holographic, these roses. And the back is the same, a little bit more worn on this one, but that's what makes them so yummy, is that they are old and well used. So this one's just a teeny bit over 5 inches wide, and just about 7.5 inches tall. And then this last one, this one's actually called First Violin. I'm not sure why it has a feather on the front. Maybe that was the publishing company. I'm not exactly sure. But this one also has a nice texture, and even the book cloth has a nice texture on it. And actually, I don't even think that's a feather. I think this is some sort of leafy thing. And then the back is just plain. So this is my largest one here. This one is just 1/8 of an inch shorter than 5.5 inches wide, and it is about 8.5 inches tall. So there are the 6 journals that I have, and I'm just going to do, like I said, a quick flip through of each one so that you can see some of the interesting pages inside of them. And just so you are aware, each of the books has a front and back cover pocket. So let me just grab a little. There's a pocket in the front on the cover, and then in the back there's a pocket as well to be able to put things in. But there's lots of other tuck spots and envelopes and all kinds of goodies to put things. Some of them may look a little different. Let me see if I can find one These are pretty much the same. Oh, this one. So this one has sort of the tall pocket in the front, and then in the back it has the up and down pocket. So they're just, you know, whatever I was feeling like at the time, you know, to do on the inside. So that one also is a pocket, vertical, or I'm sorry, horizontal pocket here. And then in the back, I think this one has another vertical, big vertical pocket in the back here. So lots of places to put stuff. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, a couple more quick things that I wanted to mention that before I do the flip throughs is in a lot of the books, most of the books, I have pages that include flip outs or tip ins. So these are pages, oftentimes I like to keep pages from the original book if I have them in here. I also use some scrapbooking pages that I might have around. So there you'll see a lot of these pages that you can flip out. So this one, for example, you could, you know, put your gratitude list or whatever you're using the journal for, you know, on here, but obviously you wouldn't be able to do that here. So I just wanted to, in case you're not familiar with these kinds of books, you can take you know, if you have scraps of paper, you can just take them and glue them in or tape them in, and then you would have an additional page to write on. So if you like to see the old vintage pages there, you obviously don't need to do that. But if you have leftover scraps or little pieces of paper, I think this is a fun idea to be able to just put them right in, and then you can write on them, and it gives you extra space to write on them and everything. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is if you're only interested in looking at the flip through for one of these books, I will put in the description the timestamp of each of the books so that you can just go right to that book to see that flip through. So if you're not interested in all of them and you just wanted to look at one particular one, you could head down to the description and look at the timestamp. And all of these journals will be listed in my Etsy shop, which is also in the description. All right, let's get to the flip throughs.